Alright, it was time to make a prelude video to the one I'm going to put up finally. Today is July 21st. I've been out for quite a while due to the fact of a shoulder injury. That was February 28th. So trying to work, make a living and keep things moving and going, it was taking a lot of extra effort to keep things afloat, so trips in the channel kind of fell by the wayside. Now, July 1st, got a shoulder surgery. We're in recovery. It's getting better. A little time, finally feel like getting out and moving, so thought I'd come down, see on River currently. It's not too bad at the minute. The video coming up after this is shot on March 29th, and I went into the Rockies, headwaters of the Gunnison River, part of the Colorado, and showed just how bad this drought actually is this year and what we're looking at. We currently got a little bit of a monsoon, so this is looking really good. It was a trickle a little while back, but we do have monsoons starting to build up here. It is coming around. The last week of rain has actually really helped that Gold Mountain fire. We're pretty close to that here at home base. So, yeah, a lot's been going on. Yeah, I'm extra scruffy. The son shipped out in March also. He's on a boat in the Indo-Pacific. I figure if he can suffer through living on a boat out there, I can suffer through a beard that gets a little wild until he gets home safe. Nice shout out to the Stedman Clinic and Dr. Prevence's team. They're the ones that put this back together for me. Don Ungerman at Pinnacle Assurance, the insurance company, they've been doing a great job for me. So a little shout out to those that have helped me get through this a little bit. Another one's my wife. She's really taken care of me for the last 3-4 weeks really well. So there's the reason the channel went silent. Injuries and too much life going on, not available, couldn't get out, couldn't go enjoy it. We're gonna see if we can start bringing it back together. As I said, this was late March, looking at river flows, lake levels and things back then. Possibly this coming weekend, we'll take another drive and go recheck all of that. At the very end of the video, I do have a plan. It would fix Lake Mead. It's a massive, massive project. But if anybody has any interest in it after watching the video, feel free, email me. While I'm out, can't really work. There's every possibility I may get a hold of some people in higher powers and see if they're not interested in a little project that might help fix the Southwest and the water situation that we're direly coming up against right now. If anybody's looked at Lake Powell or Lake Mead, seen any of those videos, you know that those are in dire straits at this moment. So hopefully everybody can watch and enjoy this. It's an older video. We've got time to edit it. We're getting things put together. Hopefully we'll get the channel back up and running shortly, but had to do this little prelude video just to say, hey, things happened, but we're back and hopefully we'll get going very shortly. Well, here we go. Standing on a bridge, looking at the Uncompahgre River. And we can see the water line on the other side of the abutment over there. Those are some historic high water lines for this river. Currently, we're out here, it's tail end of March. Colorado is sitting at a 38% of normal snowpack. So we're going to do a little video today on how the desert Southwest and anything in it and everything along the Colorado River and any of the other major rivers pretty much in the west are going to be running out of water at this point. running out of water sometime this year, more than likely. This, as I said, is the Uncompahgre. It meets with the Gunnison not very far from here. We'll go take a look over at that next. And then we're gonna head up into the North Fork area. We're gonna check for the pretty good sized reservoirs. Well, 2 little ones and the 2 major water storage reservoirs on the Gunnison River. Give everybody just an idea how bad it's gonna be this year. How much it's gonna take everybody trying to make it work just to get through this summer. When we're looking at, we should be pretty heavy runoff season right now. As warm as it's been, we should be having some serious water levels right now. It's real close to noon. This will come up a little more, probably covering that silt bar. But that's probably gonna be the highest for this year. Instead of clear up to that white line and the watermark on the abutment, we're not gonna see that this year. Let's see if I can get myself together. It's been a minute since we did a video, and see if I can get myself back into considering doing videos and actually making them worth watching. So let's get started today. We're gonna go see the Gunnison River at a bridge I know of next, where the Uncompahgre and Gunnison have fully come together. Okay, very short little drive and we're now on the Gunnison River. Once the Uncompahgre hits the Gunnison absorbs it and becomes the Gunnison River. As you can tell, I'm looking at some very nasty, slimy, muddy water. We are in runoff. We are at the end of March, when runoff should actually be mid-May, late April. See if I can get anything here. This bridge abutment's a little ways away. We can't get very close to it, but where it dog legs down, in the camera and in person, I can kind of see about a foot underneath that there is a high water. I would say that was an extreme year. We're probably looking at currently being a foot and a half below what we should be for a flow on the river. It's gonna be a very hot year. It's gonna be a very dry year. I think I already said Colorado, we're sitting at 38% of our normal snowpack for what we should be. March, a lot of years in the past have been some of our snowiest and wettest months. This year it is not. We have been fairly dry. There was a decent storm. Came through and it actually really did help the San Juan Mountains. It virtually put down most of the snowpack that we have for this spring. And now in the same month we're melting it off and pretty much getting rid of it. So we're gonna keep moseying today. Like I say, 4 reservoirs, take a look at them. What we got for water in them, what we don't have for water in them, and what the impacts in the long run are probably looking like on this. We'll step up here a second. See if we can get a look at the Grand Mesa over here real quick. Oh, there we go. A little much. That's the Grand Mesa, the very northern end of it, through the trees. We'll take some other looks today. A lot of smoke in the valley today because agricultural burning. The very top of that thing should still really be white with snow on it at this time of year. That's our pretty much average. I don't know that I have seen anything but the top of that Grand Mesa with a nice little white cap on it, but twice this last winter. And both times it didn't stick around for more than a month before it was gone and just melted off and disappeared. So here we go. Hang on, everybody. It's gonna be a hot and very, very dry summer. Okay, now that I got myself put together here, yeah, I had a fall about 4 weeks ago at work, and it tore up my right shoulder. But I wanted to get out and go do something, so I thought I'd come out today and see just exactly how bad our water situation is going to be this year. It's pretty gloomy. We're looking at Powell Reservoir. It wraps around here a ways. Let's go this way. A little weird trying to shoot with the left hand, but we're getting it figured out. Maybe get the tripod out if we go very far. Well, because of the shoulder, it's going to slow down any of the extreme or more extreme places I wanted to go hiking. And you may have a little bit of this once in a while. Camera dropping down so I can hit my zoom button so I can get somewhere with it. We're looking at the back end of the mountains up here, West Elks, where that snow level comes down to, and there's little bits of it in there. That should be completely packed full of snow still at this point. We are at the, as I've said, tail end of March. That should be packed till the end of April, maybe into May sometime. It would be looking like it looks currently. Month and a half ahead of where we should be. Looking at the dam at Powell Reservoir, I want to say we're probably talking close to 30 vertical feet before it's full. It really doesn't have a any purpose except for storage for Paonia, the town of, and Somerset. A few years ago, they actually had a main water line coming out of here break, and we're hemorrhaging water and worrying that they were not going to have enough. Camera back out there, left-handed. Worrying that they were going to have enough water to make it through the rest of that summer, but things worked out. Looked a second ago and this view over here was better. So at some point, normally this reservoir, month and a half from now, would be completely full because there would be enough snow. And I'm spilling over into the spillway on the backside of the dam to let that water release, because it'd be more than what was actually needed for storage. I don't think we're going to get the level to cover the flat spot outside of the spillway this year. Like I say, we've been in the 80s. I will look up the elevation and throw it in somewhere about here as to how high up in elevation we are. Honestly, at this point, that's kind of a northeasterly facing slope in the center of the camera now. That should still have some snow up on it as well. Just down here below the dam, the North Fork, as they call it, I believe it's honestly the North Fork of the Gunnison River, comes in and meets what comes down this area here. The river is flowing actually pretty nice right now. There is a pretty good flow in the North Fork River right now, but it would be something I would probably expect to see closer to the, what month are we in? Flow in the North Fork River. There's a flow in the North Fork River right now that's actually not too bad, but it'd be something I'd expect to see probably middle of April. And with our snowpack being so low, I think this runoff's going to be done by the middle of April. Our river levels are just going to plummet here pretty soon. Everybody hoped for a lot of rain this spring, but I don't think it's coming. Here we are, we're at the upper end of that Powell Reservoir, looking across it at the boat ramp. It has been a few years coming. This is why this is so bad this year. The amount of willows that have grown up from the boat ramp out into the lake and how far out into the lake they have actually came shows that we have been living in a drought here in the west for quite a while. We may run over there to that boat ramp side and see just how tall those willows are, but I want to say they're at least 4 feet. If they were underwater a lot, fairly deep, they just wouldn't be growing. Just standing here on the edge of the road looking. Okay, hang on. Zoom. There they are. Those peaks are all of 11 and 12,000 feet up there. They shouldn't be that barren at this point. That is actually more of a July look for those mountains up there. Not this time of year. Those should still be just buried in snow. Alrighty, that's a good thing that I'm in my sling actually. Keeps me from doing stupid stuff. Reminds me that there is something wrong with my body and I can't do what I normally do. We're just standing right over here, trying to pick a different view. Maybe discuss the sloughing of the road a little bit more when I fell off the edge of that. Dropped down onto the hill. Luckily, had my sling on, camera not out, and I did not reach to catch myself with my right shoulder. I did it all with my left hand. Took a little beating to the knees, but the right shoulder is still okay. We're not gonna hurt it. Just a little reminder that I'm not going to be able to do all or some of the things that I wanted to do this summer. It's okay. We'll get it fixed. It'll be better. Maybe in the fall, we'll go see all the dry stream beds because there won't be any water in any of them that normally are running still. This summer, we're going to try and get out and do a little more gold mining. A few more changes in life. Get to where we can enjoy it a little more. It's okay. For now, I'm gonna hop back in a truck with a reminder that don't do stupid. Go enjoy the day, don't do stupid. Here we are standing on the river, flowing into the Powell Reservoir. A little bit of a sandbar. Usually gets flooded during the spring runoffs here, kind of up right to the edge of the willows. So this would normally be running 1.5 to 2 foot higher. Yeah, 1.5 foot higher. This step over here, I think I can see it on this rock a little bit. Really doesn't tell the story we can see. Something in the past was washed into the crack there, stuck on the old root of the old tree hanging there. So I'm definitely looking at water levels that are possibilities of being at least 18 inches higher than what they are right now. It is, I want to say, well past noon today. We do have some menacing looking clouds, but they're not going to leave us much water. Knowing the terrain and being over the country and seeing what's in the high country up above us, this is probably a high water level for the year in this river. I guess we'll go back and go around and go see Crawford Reservoir next and see how bad it is. I've heard in the past it's gotten pretty low in the last couple of years. We'll take a look at it. Okay. Here we are. Look at the North Fork River. We can get over here. Looking at those rocks just across the river, they, on a good year of runoff, should be just underwater, especially that closest one taking up most of the screen. We're talking a good 18 inches low for what we should be. This is the North Fork itself. Just, well, I want to say we're about 8 miles from where it actually meets in with the Gunnison River. After the Gunnison River comes out of the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. Had a quick minute, stop here, show what the North Fork looks like. We look back down the bank, we can see the alfalfa growing down there along the edge. That's normal high water mark during runoff seasons. On a really good year, this alfalfa would actually be underwater, and so if I zoom this up, that white line underneath on that bridge, and up to that large rock in the shade of the bridge over there, we'd be talking closer to 20 to 24 inches more water running on this river. Where I'm currently standing, oh, well, we got the camera there, I would be probably 16 inches deep in water. We'll move up, take a look at the next lake reservoir, Crawford Reservoir. Well, here we are. Another reservoir that's showing we've been in a drought for a long time, and we're really way behind the 8 ball in the water. We're on the north edge of Crawford Reservoir, looking back out across it here. Find a way down there. That is the far bank. Across the little bit of lake that's between me and it. We are probably talking about that being somewhere between 40 and 60 feet from full. This lake, normally there's a bridge out there. Now if I can find my bridge. There it is, pretty centered in the screen now. Water used to years ago clear up underneath that bridge. Went clear up there all the way underneath that bridge where the river comes in here. Now we're looking at, I believe the boat ramp is right there in the center of the screen. We don't even have water to get the boat ramp. So they can't even put any kind of launched boat off of a trailer in this lake any longer. Might mosey over right over here. There's another park area. I think there may be a boat ramp there, but I wouldn't bet on it reaching the lake either at this point. This is why one really bad snowpack year is going to make the rest of the lower Colorado River, everything from Colorado out, kind of suffer just a little bit trying to get there. Here it is. This is the main boat ramp. Main boat launch for Crawford Reservoir. Was just talking to the nice lady running the fee station on my way in. They assume that they will actually get full enough to this year with what we have for a snowpack. They will actually be able to launch motorized and trailered boats. Be able to do more than just hand-launched watercraft on this lake. We are just now at the level of this lake when it is full on the boat ramp area. May as well wander down it. So this ramp actually was open last year and was working. And the next one to the north, she said it did open for a little bit. Normally this time of year, they're currently working on boat inspections, because in the state of Colorado, we have invasive species inspections on all lakes for any motorized boats. We don't have to currently worry about that this year because there's no motorized boats on this lake. My estimation at the other end of it being somewhere between 40 and 50 feet below completely full after walking this is not very far off. Anyways, after the discussion with the nice attendant there, they're not working on boats and doing anything with boats at this point because there's no point in it. What they are working on in this park, fire prevention. That is the next thing. Everything is so dry from such a dry winter in this state. The wildfires were bad last year, but this year could prove to maybe possibly outdo that. It's hard to say, but it's a good possibility. There's a little bench back up there. It's kind of at the edge of the lake. We'll just walk straight up the hill to it. I think I am capable of that much today. This down here, very soft, very nice silty. It's the lake bed. It's been filled with water for years and not seen daylight, except probably in the last 4 years where it's seen a little more daylight actually. And here we are. What should be shoreline. At least should be shoreline a month from now. There is absolutely no way it's going to fill that much. Hang on, people. Only thing I keep thinking about, everything everybody's talking about all the time is 100-year cycles. Oh, 100-year floods and things like that. Think back for a minute. We're in 2026. Think about it while we get on up to the next stop. What was pretty close to 100 years ago? So yes, the snowpack that normally fills this reservoir comes off of these mountains right here, which have no snow, as you've noticed. Get around the big pine tree. There we go. And those over there, which should be completely packed white at this moment, even all the way down to that little peak in the middle of the camera right now. Before we look off in this direction, if we look from that horizon line right there, it's a little lower elevation. It usually has some snow up there still, possibly this time of year, but just over the edge of that horizon is the Black Canyon of the Gunnison. No water gets out of that thing to come up here. So yeah, we're looking at what snowpack there is left to fill this entire lake, and that's basically it there. It won't do it.